Hey guys, and welcome to my new movie review for the Christopher Nolan masterpiece that came out 2020, Tenet. If you're new to my channel, I just want to give you an incredibly warm welcome and say thank you so much for clicking on this content. I really appreciate it. And while you're here, guys, if you'd be so kind, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't to my YouTube channel. And while you're subscribing, why don't you go ahead and click that bell for notifications. That way when I drop any new content, guys, it'll be on your mobile device straight away. I really appreciate that. Speaking of appreciation, guys, I would appreciate it so much if you left a thumbs up on this movie review. I would appreciate that so much. That would be absolutely amazing. That would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate that. Tenet is rated M. The duration of Tenet is 2 hours and 30 minutes long. Tenet is an action sci-fi thriller movie, and the director of Tenet is, of course, the mastermind himself. That's right, Christopher Nolan, the one who did the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, and of course Dunkirk. And the cast of Tenet is John David Washington as the protagonist, Robert Pattinson as Neil, Elizabeth Debicki as Kate, Aaron Taylor Johnson as Ives, Kenneth Branagh as Andre Santor, and the brilliant Michael Caine as Michael Corsby. And now, guys, I will share my movie review right after this synopsis. Armed with only one word, Tenet, and fighting for the survival of the entire world, a protagonist's journey through the twilight world of international espionage on a mission that will unfold in something beyond real time. Straight off the bat, I totally understand that this is completely random. But, well, two things. The first thing is I'm actually really surprised to see what you can do with a cheese grater. That was pretty impressive. Those of you who've seen Tenet know exactly what I'm talking about. And when you have the opportunity to go see Tenet, when you see it, the cheese grater scene, seriously, that was pretty cool. The second thing, guys, is I'm going to say straight off the bat, in no way, shape or form am I joking when I say this at all. If you don't like loud noise, the opening sequence of this movie, you're going to hate. Passionately hate. The opening sequence of this movie, guys, is so unbelievably loud that even I was like, wow, that's loud. And I mean, it is really loud. I mean, wow, it is so loud. One of the things I have to say about this movie, guys, that I was kind of surprised at is I was really surprised. There was a lot of buzz behind Robert Pattinson's role in this movie, and he does have a dominant role in this movie. In saying that, I actually thought in this movie, and no disrespect at all to Robert Pattinson, I actually felt like he was actually the weakest character in the whole movie. Realistically, like honestly, other than that, guys, this movie has nothing in any way, shape or form at all to do with any other Christopher Nolan movies. Nothing. Literally nothing. This has nothing to do with any of his films whatsoever. In saying that, guys, Christopher Nolan has this way of film. He knows what he's doing. He knows why he's doing it. He knows what's going on, straight up. Christopher Nolan knows how to direct. He knows what his audience wants. He knows how to bring it. He knows, oh my gosh, he knows how to make a mammoth movie. Now, I want to say this, and I really mean this wholeheartedly, really, really intensely, like full on. Please, please do yourself a favor and do not make the mistake that I made. Go to the bathroom before watching this movie. As I said at the intro, this movie is 2 hours and 30 minutes long. This is not a short film. It is an absolute mammoth film. It's massive. Please refresh yourself before watching this film. There was like 45 minutes to an hour left of this movie, and I was busting. I regretted it so badly. I so badly needed to go to the bathroom, but I sucked it up. I punched through. I'm going to say this, and for anyone who has been following my channel for any period of time, you guys know that I do not do spoilers, but no spoilers in my movie reviews, because in my personal opinion, guys, spoilers are not fair. If you want to see the movie and you want to be spoiled, go and see the movie. Just go and see it. Don't wait for someone to tell you what it's about. Go and enjoy it yourself in the cinema. Now, that is one thing that I heard a critic say about this movie, and I cannot deny that in any sense of the word at all. Go and watch this. Go and see this movie in an absolute mammoth studio, a mammoth cinema. I saw it in what we call here in Australia VMAX, which is the highest standard of cinematic experience in Dolby Atmos. And I kid you not, guys, this movie does not disappoint in any way, shape, or form. Now, I have to say, I don't know where it was, the point of the movie that it happened, but there's something that happens at one point of this movie till the end, pretty much till the end of the film, that the entire twist cranks into high gear of this film. And I kid you not, in any way, shape, or form, guys, I have no clue at all how Christopher Nolan did it. Literally, I have no idea how he did that. It is mind-blowingly brilliant. He is a genius. He knows exactly what to do. He knows exactly how to film a masterpiece. And in fact, I could be wrong about this, but I believe that the audio of the movie also flipped at this certain stage of the film. And then it just got so full on after that. I walked out of the cinema and I just was in a daze because it is so heavy. It is an absolutely mind-blowingly, impactingly intense film of cinematic brilliance. John David Washington, far out. And those of you who don't know, just letting you know now, that is actually Denzel Washington's son. Yes, it's his actual son, which is why he's also such an incredibly brilliant actor. Wow. Guys, one of the things that I find incredible about this film, like I said, Robert Pattinson's role in this movie, in my personal opinion, was actually the weakest character. But in saying that, character chemistry in a film like this is absolutely vitally essential to the nature of the entire film. Because if you don't have incredible character chemistry, especially in a masterpiece film like this, it just doesn't work. I mean, you don't buy what's happening. And I tell you what, guys, far out. The character chemistry in this movie, like even though Robert Pattinson's character was, in my personal opinion, the weakest in this film, the character chemistry in this movie works so dynamically in this film that it kind of is like a head rush. And in saying that, I actually thought to myself at a certain point of this movie, I was actually waiting for Christopher Nolan to have a cameo because it's that big. Now, I know now why, 100%, I know exactly why now Christopher Nolan, Warner Brothers, needed to make bank back on this movie, and it's actually because of two massive sequences to this film. One, if you've seen the trailer, you'll know exactly what I'm saying here, the aeroplane scene, and two is the desert scene and the car chase. This movie, Christopher Nolan is practical. He does practical things in his film. He's not a believer in CGI. In fact, I actually wouldn't be surprised at all if this film has no CGI in it whatsoever because of the practicality behind it. And I tell you what, guys, what about a journey that this movie takes you on? It is extreme. It is full on. It is what you want it to be in a Christopher Nolan film. And know, for you guys who have seen my channel and have been following my content for any period of time, no, I haven't forgotten the question, the ultimate question that I ask you guys in all my movie reviews, because it is what is essential to movie reviews. Not movie reviews, but movies. It's the essential element. Does Tenet have the key vital thing that it needs to be rewatched over and over and over in cinema or in the home theater or in your home comfort of your environment at home, does it have, guys, rewatchability, guys? Does it have this word, rewatchability, guys? Tenet has so much rewatchability, guys, that I believe if you watch this movie in rewind, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. There's an element of this movie, guys, that has so much rewatchability, guys, that I actually said to myself after I walked out of the cinema, I said to myself, I actually want to rewatch this sequence. There's a certain sequence, I'm not going to give anything away, but there's a certain sequence in this movie that I watched it and I thought to myself, I want to see that rewound. I actually want to see if I can watch that sequence rewound and see if I get what the pattern was. This movie is so brilliant that the cinematic journey that it'll take you on will have you literally leaving the cinema almost breathless, because it just is that full on. It really is, guys. This is an absolute masterpiece of cinematic genius in every aspect of the word. You are not going to be disappointed by Tenet in any way, shape, or form. I'm quite surprised, honestly, that it got an 87% on Rotten Tomato, because the last, probably the middle to the movie to the rest of it, is where it cranks up the gear so much. In actual fact, I have to say that every single action element, every action sequence of this movie was so full on and so extreme that looking back at it, I'm just like, man, that was crazy. Seriously, guys, this movie's next level. It really is next level. I highly, highly, highly encourage you to go and check this out in cinema, like I said, in cinema. Don't wait till this comes out on DVD. Seriously, go and treat yourselves. Go and take your family. Go and take your friends. This movie is rated M, so it's friendly for everyone. It is incredible. Guys, you know what time it is. Anyone who has been following my movie reviews for any period of time, you guys know that I love to give you trivia, guys. So it's trivia time! There was so much secrecy surrounding the project before its release that John David Washington and Robert Pattinson, that they were only allowed to read the script in a locked room at Warner Brothers Studios. His co-star, Michael Caine, wasn't even allowed to read the entire script. He was only given his scenes to read before shooting prior to the film's release. Caine told press that he had no idea what the movie was about, despite being a close friend and a frequent collaborator of director Christopher Nolan. Next piece of trivia is, guys, the working title for this film was Merry-Go-Round. Next piece of trivia is, guys, first Christopher Nolan film since The Prestige 2006 not to be scored by Hans Zimmer. Zimmer turned Nolan down for the first time in over a decade due to scheduling conflicts with scoring his longtime passion project, Dune, 2020. He was replaced by newcomer Ludwig Göransson, who had recently won an Oscar for his work on Black Panther, 2018. Zimmer's friends with Göransson and has suggested to Nolan. Next piece of trivia is, guys, this is the fifth film directed by Christopher Nolan to feature Michael Caine, including a voice cameo in Dunkirk, 2017. Next piece of trivia is, guys, Robert Pattinson stated that he took inspiration from his character's accent, intonation, and mannerisms from English-American author and journalist Christopher Hitchens. Pattinson never uses his real London accent when playing British characters, saying, for whatever reason, it feels fake to me when I'm reeling his real accent for a role. If I just play myself on the screen, I feel like I'm a fraud. Next piece of trivia is, guys, the production team purchased a real 747 airplane into a hangar. This stunt was all practical effects, with no visual effects or CGI. Director Christopher Nolan would originally have planned to use miniatures in set pieces to build it. However, while scouting for locations in Victorville, California, the team discovered a massive array of old planes, and it became apparent that it would actually be more efficient to buy a real plane with a real size and perform the sequence for real in camera. That's incredible. Next piece of trivia is, guys, this is the first Christopher Nolan film since Batman Begins 2005 not to be edited by Will Smith, who was unavailable due to scheduling and conflicts with war film 1917. 2019. Nolan hired Jenny for later to replace him, with Lane is best known for her work in smaller films such as Manchester by the Sea 2016 and Hereditary 2018. Next piece of trivia is, guys, after being offered the lead role in the film, John David Washington read the script and director Christopher Nolan locked off at Warner Brothers Studios. It took him around 5 hours to finish reading it because it kept flicking back and forth in pure amazement. Guys, this is my next and final piece of trivia, and this is a little secret. Straight after this piece of trivia, guys, you're going to see Superman fly off, and then you're going to see this entire review in reverse. Director Christopher Nolan is a huge fan of the James Bond movies, and the love of the part genre flows through Tenet 2020. That being said, Nolan tried his best not to watch any movies that may overtly make this film look like Tenet. This was the longest period of time a director had ever gone in his life without watching a Bond film. This is because he wanted to work from a memory of the feeling of the genre, that he wasn't trying to do his own version of the James Bond movies, but instead he was intending to create the excitement that many people felt watching the Bond films when they were kids. Guys, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. This is my final piece of trivia. And now, my friends, after you see Superman fly off, you'll see this entire movie review, including the introduction and the trivia in reverse. This is Superman Steve, bringing this movie review for Tenet. Flying out! Flying out! Nästa huvudrum sidningar vet nämligen precis servern överst nä när skadsen i luchten erfingen huvudrum är det så file fem precis ha när för mig överst sig man av fem precis det är sheer failure ingen befinner så det går nu små från men jag står och får vi nämnt ausgeht der hier ist nästan so wie das nicht laut sie würden noch mehr das war und das sie hört nicht mehr so wie it I don't know just what you leave here remember her was this not we so this is more no when you stop I do all in and all good that had carriage the mouse very signal lots of shit next calcul more sit again heel over that sie wir mine stone save sie raus in alone das snip that you know next yourself or not the val net sie wir noch nicht ne flüch sind alone für sich server wir raus nicht ist in der grüne file member bis ist in der so give us the fighters there gets sort of as this isn't it I wish to see one off net 10 of the sieve so snaps the mouse me though I have me feel fresh is it and it is in the fist so I valve and I ran me ghost it so I used to love no fought call. No wonder for circuit cabinet works at the national show the as most more fun the law real the fucking the top. So exercise the shift skin. Yes, yeah, net inside first. Here, steader, net. Yes, kiss net inside first. He is set up at session name. That's my forms. Sneak over half noon. Sept in the few. Miss Albert, the left in there. No one. Yes, now net in the side first. Yes, in the west, yes, now in my form. Skills mocht net nieuw, yes, just lopen hebben. Not zo. Fem so well. This is the even on. Valve, and side first. Snake, give me a snis. More no longer for surface. So, exercise the shift in. Over there, stad. I'm making it oil roof. Snow is no first man. So, soil roof. Now, boy, row, but snitchy from me, Bill shadow with it. Snarl, but me, I get me this nail wall. Yeah, this and that device. Me, I know, for like, oh, giving it. Snitchy, I go off me, like, so. However, the Lord, this year, that's neat, this name, the snail, but he wants to riddle. And no wonder for circus, how is this so scaffold you run to? Scaffold is powerful, so much it. Hang a house neat, nail bright, and the vessel, cinder, not a vessel, rat. Such a miss in the strider, but the exercise the ship's skin. It all from up, Kelly fat, near some. For some the opposite of the law roof, and it's got young Gilly mountain at Williams. Yes, sleep fit, and the zero of it a wolf. Yes, the crash shit of milk, and it's got and then I'll this is even and this set up. Snitch the hipster, so no, as Ethel and the crime, Michelle Gimmer, some Missouri and then she and Asney. Snitch cat, the crash, the Murph, and she are sneak goosey hit. This yes, since the last bubble, so exercise the ship's skin. Yes, and the best net in the side first. Like near I make self when you do it. And yeah, look how much you first no longer first help because I'm more fifth physicist. So exercise the ship's skin. No wonder. Says this net and this narrow goes nerve simmers. Yes, yeah, net inside first. But me, help and not. Cozy who fakes hot and I'll wheel the zero. This night, I'm a queen out self pursuit. This now net inside first. And news. There's not the shop, a mouse molzy, near looks so. Skills mocking yellows, the sisters, decades never and the mouse for the flies. No one, nurse, them is. Is not help those sheep on. Skills net inside first. She is surfaceness more no longer for circuit of the exercise the ship's skin. My regular himself more for the full house sneak with the exercise the ship's skin. And no longer for circuit carries by the arabella, your friend and air silking if stops style, but we've been with all. He's no one day that's half lost in the act. Sailors more for the style. And as you show for the deer, the sneezy, and everything like that. Sparrows, south, sneaky, style on to be in the soul. And yeah, walk on, hard sexy. So you do southern old mirrors calling it. Sparrows, city, style in the area. And this that I have a redness, you show reviewed notion. Sailors go for get off, but in Irish, or there is circus, no more so it. Ah, Stevens, so give your student make you spell out of the unsalgy. Master in it, so you're room out mill off, maybe no in it. Say the master one is out over there. And the see now we're very feeling their slips to us, and they are receiving him. It's never guess not, you might guess not, so let's sit your snow. He'll serious. Yeah, the way not as much as let's get out now. This in the that's how Lamon is neat. I say guess no. Is your heel, hoewel kan ze iedereen, hoewel kan ze wimsen. Zou ik heel serieus, is hier zo wat. En geld is maar dat gaat niet goed. Meer schivers en al op voor soep. Even zit wat, snoepjes in de schaat hier wit. Snemmel in de schaat, honing is hier wit. Dat is het ga voor schaat en ik zal maar zeggen wat meer erop zit. Het is herder dat je hem de slot in bedeeld over. Talan in Zucker, Emerson O'Rottness, Vessi and look at it, Hilson not self bestel, well, more for fair shall we net in it, the next album of the you was like on no, though with what kept higher written it, saying you can this what, see if the time you'll smack, let's see, so the illy written all stars, it's hushed, it's Zucker, self-help, somewhat. Men det synger vi liller det lyga ho, no ich yes loy at the energy. Can I men this that sneller rus even sit. So but no at your face net. Now we're snookies at stomach of face and we'll shut out now we're I need some what. For some stuff down at extra what I did send it. Snookies and us is it the bell getting living in the corner. Snookies and us is it. Snookies sit so we'll run a wheel shut out for some this. This is the cool air spot. This is the spot for some this heel shot out. So I'll give you a boost over shimmer set. So I'll give him sit this nimble line is it. Sness scam that. Galliply. Now we're waiting since told we feel about it. So I'll give you a boost over shimmer set and nest. So I'll give you a boost over. No, sit that is us. So I'll give you a boost over. So that is us. No, and I'm off very well. If not. Men har ni och det men har ni och amnes ni över ni över så vill är beskin det ni får ta vi get va snästa snämma usne sens det vum upp till vum on yours milaron vum usne så se is upp till vum amor ni så gick så out and the choke and the slot in choke. Guffne var helgen, maar er is nog gauw meer af met binnen, want hij snel meer zo zou je vuren, maar van de landen verzoeken de ebus en al wie op zee. Nou, zit ik meer, gezien, nou is gas die room zit, dat iners de uit zo kan we dan het. En nou heb je de laatste kracht met bezoeken. Hij was stil en de oudje zoon zeg maar zit bij alle zelfbeschermende wheels gaat kracht en de oudje sneeuw wil er dan zich maar zich niet niet volgens kracht zoals je volgens kracht zie in de landen verzoek die we hem zien zeer sterk en net eerst de eerst net eerst niet maar het eerst maar gaat gaan door je luisteren in deze wie nou maar het is nog eens. We zijn eerst bezoeken heel schaats in het. Je wil hem nog hebben besteden. Ze daarvan al de landen verzoek. Maar nou wil gaan gaan nou net zeker nog nou heel weinig nou. Ik heb het niet zoeken. Ja, je mag gewaas de landen verzoeken. En de wil schaats al je wil hem zitten nog dus. Maar dat was helemaal zo heel schaats. En ja, niet aan het schouder. Ik al zeven nog in het. Maar vind ik heel gemeen als even vind de eerste met gekracht. Maar vind ik zeker worden in het zo van zo wat kracht en zit af maar we aan de weer even vind de eerste met gekracht. Right off. Zo kan we als dan in de vast op. Ja, nu niet meer komen. Dat is zit helemaal zeer samen. Heel scherp eerste met gekracht. Wat we er gaan nou nu gezocht. Maar vast niet verstanden besloten is heel zelf wil ulles maar ze zit helemaal van eerste met gekracht. En ja, niet op. Hij krijgt zich heel schaat zo min het losse family events in de largeness en even wat het is al maar zit hij wel met er geen al verder niet vervelen. Zo, wow. Het gaat heel beter, en dat is zo, ze heel zich nu, na zo schaat ze hier, ze, na is niet zo was net, heel schaat ze dat. Hij nou niet dat zo, ja, nou, du heeft zo in het, bij Raf. En dat is niet zo weer nog, wees, nee, gedaan is wat mooi, snecht, heel niet kracht mee, heel niet al meer, heel ulles, maar, en dat zie je, even. Zie je, zie je, niet als op zich gaan en is het eruit hollen. Dat is van al of ook zich niet en mooi voor de jetsen zit dat speel voor zo. Hier wil me wat, je rolt niet dat. Veel nou zit hij van een reboek, ja, straf niet. Zie je samen mooi voor een heel gas gezien niet. Dus al wil gas gezien niet. Zijn je de zee, sneeuw
Healing you all up. Now, see it. The high no one help. Heal a little. There is no one for circle. Oh, who'll run the help. So, more for the showing and then on his discount. More said boy, gal has knit snare. So, spell, Steve. Eve. Stas. More for the needless kilometer. More than the needless give him said they know more what's in the back. It must sit up. No, that give him the new, but so everyone knows now. Yes, it's fine more for fish. Yeah, in it, no, this is on the give him sit. So, on his discount, and that he was neat, snarps, he can have this one. The net sale hot just looks hammy. I large and look you on it yourself. I'm in this remember I used the man you'll spat and it even said it's no it's no my earth. Or at the woods missing it in it. And I'm just gonna count that even said I best get a hell and get no the ad that. I'm in this neat for so you're in the earth. I just know we are still must have felt this no just even with this no loops, even though we even medicinal with F on the loops. So in the also found this extremely the loops soon. The loops should understand the guns out you master if you net on a show me off with the no in if me sit me as selling up. Here's nothing, but the customer must have the darkest in the labos. He labos the darker out and it's up. So well, and that even said with the line was in about fetal tells it more than just go over. For so sharp for zeal, this hand, state more than will spot yet, see it more or shut on this in malls and enemies so I wish to even sit. There's need that it says that even sing the wolf of the mirrors have but the show. The outlet gets him at the news never before so you zeal. And all of Wilson's nearly really real the horse and the Emily round it said yes and all that. Mind you, remember camera Sony, Shagam, Sony, Singer, Muspah, Sony, Snows Needle, Zero Sony, Scarrows Destroy, Son, and a wonder for Sir. But errors and all your explosive Sony, and you was the elves, anything it was zero, Sony. My fail sits and a wonder for Sir. So can I sneak? How about us? My fifteen through funds, that's it, near fun. Heal a little. Near fun. See them no one officer. I net there is just more for fair share we net. Near funds, even sin. So, and that. Elsa not go, he'll get silly. Even on the aircraft, sicky with wheel scratch, we he'll I feel scratch out. And this is the lap of a restore that capture shit on even sin it. So feel scratch out. Standing as even sin the Lord and a mod the vessel he in it even sin the Lord. Since the lap of a now hop up, but also is our silly result. See, that's our personal sort of thought you said I best is passing it heaven. I'll city wow. Name out, I'll really city name out it, I'll start. Wow, also out in the beat, I'll little feel of not sit, so I'll give him sit lots no kissing about it. Yeah, he'll end the shot. Yeah, you know, go give him sit lots no kissing about it. Soon, I'll call no use. Oh, start. Say yes, and I'm going to go for fish here when you have the third chest and goes it out and get naked. Or get up to that. He'll serious. Near serious ish that is, you know. The next year, so I get it in the point. But you know, why because no longer has gone the next year's very visit. It's that Peter up to that. Other ish that the wouldn't always sister. So I'll see a real scrap out saying it's surfacing if you slow up. But now real mixes it that the nets and they left out the first. Now slowly not you can get my sneak off not what and the shimmer not shiny set on shiny sneak but well out the dust. You know, send the gas your breath. Well sneak bottle valve was the yes half net and next. No, no, we'll not do this mass. This one to see this part out. Huvudrum med sjøsøgene er så ukomse nær ukomne håsnes erna ze hagar fene Svel, that, and this most the last and the right, yeah, that, give it, Bazilla, Loin, that, and this lap, the boat, send a gas, that, and this new show, the gas, and no, see, it's the next ball, talk, and that go, and I saw when it is best, and it is the last down house, it is you know what no one of the stars that. First, mijn naam is Hamid. Zo, we zitten in echt waar ik er in de even alles elf huis. En de schaat en zit in echt. Als in de misef net zo hij wist zit. In echt, we een scheer is dit. Maar dit jaar zit in echt. Dat is hier voor dat. Maar als je van mij ziet, net hem slow wanneer je doet niet aan middels, maar je doet als namens. Dat is hier voor wel even zit nog. Wat not televisie, zoals de is hier voor de zaken, is hier voor weetjes. Dat is hier veel rouwd ourselves op en we nou je willen zaken is nog niet in de pas dan wel als een schijk veranderd. Of dat gift niet de heel ik hier nog wel speciaal net. Maar als je nu jammer is, dan heeft je wel speciaal de heel ik nog gezien bifi. Zo ik heel jammer dat is hier veel rouwd is nog zijn lang niet gegeven. Zoals zie ik net dat ze me gewoon mobiel blijven. En dan je nog zo snel en snel met je neus. Nee. Je nog, snel meer gaat zien. Samen en de landen verzorgen voor hem. U namens hem geloof me zo, ja.